I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing that they were having to read about their father, which was untrue.
During his testimony in the ongoing defamation trial against Amber Heard, Johnny Depp opened up about how Amber's accusations affected his two children, Lily Rose and Jack. Johnny explained that his children were actually one of the main reasons he decided to sue Amber for defamation.
I felt it my responsibility to stand up not only for myself, but stand up for my children.
Johnny also shared how his two kids were often approached in school by other students who would ask them about all the horrific headlines that were constantly being churned out after Amber first made her accusations against Johnny.
It was diabolical that my children would have to go to school and have their friends approach them with People magazine cover with Miss Heard with a dark bruise on her face.
And we know Johnny was telling the truth about his children being affected by Amber's accusations because there are numerous clips out there of aggressive paparazzi following Johnny's teenage kids and asking them inappropriate questions about the case. For example, check out this clip of the paparazzi asking 17-year-old Lily if it's true her family never liked Amber and pressuring her to comment on Johnny and Amber's divorce.
Lily, you think it was right for Amber to divorce your father after your grandmother's passed?
Is it true the family never really liked Amber?
And keep in mind, this happened shortly after Lily lost her grandma, Betty Sue. Paparazzi were equally aggressive when Lily was out and about with her younger brother Jack, who was just 14 years old when Amber publicly accused Johnny of attacking her and obtained a restraining order against him.
Lily, is your mom and dad getting back together? I put the rumors to rest.
Lily Rose and Jack are now both young adults, so how do they feel now about all the accusations Amber has made against their father? Well, Lily Rose, who turns 23 on May 27th, was actually one of the first people to publicly defend Johnny. Back in May 2016, shortly after Amber appeared in court with a bruised face and obtained a restraining order against Johnny, Lily shared a screenshot of an article from People magazine stating that the police officers who responded to Amber's domestic incident call found zero evidence of any crime at the scene. LAPD Sergeant Marlon Marachi told People at the time that on May 21st, 2016, officers responded to a domestic incident radio call but found no evidence of any crime. A crime did not occur, so the officers left the scene and left a business card, Marachi said, adding that Amber refused to file an official complaint. Lily later also shared a throwback photo of her and Johnny and wrote in the caption, "My dad is the sweetest, most loving person I know. He's been nothing but a wonderful father to my little brother and I, and everyone who knows him would say the same." Lily had also reportedly tried to warn Johnny about Amber, and Johnny revealed during his court testimony that Lily refused to attend his wedding to Amber because she and Amber were not on particularly great terms for several reasons. But that's not all. Johnny also claimed that Amber tried to alienate him from his children by demanding that he spends all his free time with her. "Amber had to have me there at all times for her own needs," Johnny said, adding that Amber would tell him what a bad father he was and that he had no idea how to parent. And when asked to describe the relationship between Amber and his two children, Johnny replied, "Non-existent. My kids are far more intelligent than I am. They refused to be around her." What's also interesting is that during Johnny's libel court case against the British tabloid The Sun, Amber claimed in her filing that on the night of December 15th, 2015, Johnny slapped her hard, grabbed her by the hair, and dragged her from a stairwell across the apartment. "In the process, he pulled large chunks of hair and scalp out of my head," Amber wrote. Amber went on to say that she tried to calm Johnny down, but he became even more aggressive, hit her in the back of her head, grabbed her by the hair again, and dragged her by the hair up the last few steps of the stairwell. "Johnny kept hitting me, and each time he knocked me down, I chose to react by simply standing up and looking him in the eye," Amber wrote, adding that at one point, Johnny reeled back and headbutted her in the face, bashing her nose, which immediately began bleeding. But get this, Johnny's legal team presented evidence showing that on December 16th, just one day after the alleged incident described in Amber's filing, Amber sent perfectly cheerful text messages to Lily Rose that read, "Family time, yay!" Johnny's filing also stated that Amber suggested meeting up with Lily Rose that day or the next. If Mr. Depp had actually inflicted serious facial injuries on Miss Heard by beating her up, the filing read, why was she even considering meeting his daughter, who, it must be assumed, would have asked about any such prominent and visible injuries, if Miss Heard's account were correct? The filing also pointed out that the day after the alleged attack, Amber appeared on The Late Late Show with James Corden, and her appearance was clearly inconsistent with the serious and obvious injuries which she had claimed were inflicted just the night before, namely 2 black eyes, a busted lip, a broken or seriously damaged nose, and torn out hair. And in case you're curious, here's Amber on James Corden's show less than 24 hours after she claimed Johnny headbutted her and bashed her nose. As one fan commented at the time, "I can't even hide a pimple or a cold sore with makeup, and Amber's over here here covering up black eyes, nearly broken nose, swollen face, and a busted lip? I wish she'd share her secrets. And another person said, so this is not even a full day after Johnny allegedly split her lip wide open and she had 2 black eyes? She doesn't seem to worry about making exaggerated facial motions. By the way, during his testimony in court, Johnny described in detail his altercation with Amber on December 15 and said it was actually Amber who attacked him and then faked a bloody nose with red nail polish.
Miss Heard ran out of the master bedroom, our bedroom, started throwing wild punches at the back of my head, and then I pulled the Kleenex out of the trash, realized that it was nail polish.
Johnny's revelations about Lily skipping his wedding and refusing to interact with Amber sparked a conversation on Twitter, with fans saying that it's clear Lily knew what was going on, and Amber was probably scared Lily would talk Johnny out of marrying her. One Twitter user said, "Daughters are usually very perceptive. Lily Rose likely knew from the start that Amber was an opportunist and gold digger. This is why Amber didn't want Johnny to see her. She worried Lily Rose would convince Johnny to break things off." Many fans also said Johnny should have listened to his daughter and realized that Lily not getting along with Amber was a huge red flag. If your kids don't get along with your partner, then you might want to rethink getting married, one fan said. There are always exceptions, of course, but I think most of the time your kids need to come first. See, Johnny and Lily Rose have always been extremely close, and it's just sad that Johnny didn't realize at the time that Lily was right about Amber. Lily Rose skipped Johnny's wedding to Amber and had no relationship with her. She knew what kind of person Amber was, one fan tweeted, adding, "If this doesn't convince you that Amber is a vile person, I don't know what will." As for Johnny's younger child, his son Jack, back in 2018, Johnny talked to GQ about how Amber's accusations affected his kids, and he said Jack in particular had a hard time dealing with the aftermath of Johnny's messy divorce from Amber. Johnny explained that after Amber first accused him of being physically aggressive, his first thought was how the accusations would affect his children. "I care what my family and my kids think," Johnny told GQ. "You realize right away, essentially, that what is being done is the commencement of what they hope is to be your funeral. And worse than that, to take away future earnings that are for my kids, you know? I do this for my kids, man. How could anyone, come out with something like that against someone when there's no truth to it whatsoever?" Johnny then went on to say that Jack, who was just 14 at the time, had a tough time in school because of the constant tabloid coverage of Johnny and Amber's relationship. "I'm sure it wasn't easy for my 14-year-old boy to go to school, you know what I mean?" Johnny said, with people going, "Hey, look at this magazine, man. What, your dad beats up chicks or something? Why did he have to go through that? Why did my daughter have to go through that?" By the way, Johnny's son Jack, who's now 20 years old, doesn't have social media, and he generally prefers to stay out of the public eye, which of course is totally understandable given his experience with the paparazzi. And fans are now saying they can't wait for Johnny to win this case and clear his name for the sake of his children, who have already suffered enough over the past 6 years. "This is so disgusting," one Twitter user said. "What Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp's children should be a crime. I must imagine it's affected their careers as well. What Amber Heard did affected his whole family, including Jack and Lily Rose," another fan wrote. "And that makes her a horrible person to even think of doing that, which is another reason I never believed her. How could someone be so cruel to do that to not just one person, but to the kids as well?" And another fan added, "The way Johnny Depp talks about his kids is just so protective and selfless. This man has been through so much, and he just wants to make sure his children don't think bad of him." But we've got more exclusive updates for you, so make sure you don't miss out on this next video.